crazy. Unfortunately, I think we both share something in common. That is, we're widely accepted by most fans of the guys that we're stepping in for. I think in almost 10 full years of Slayer, I had 2 hecklers. That's a pretty damn good. I had one guy who was like this guy with a bad skullet in front row in Germany, my first tour, and he's like, flipping me off and fuck you. And I'm like, dude, you bought this ticket. It's like, really? And after a little bit, I motioned over at our head of production and I pointed the guy out, and I think the guy saw that maybe he was going to get tossed, and he left. And another guy in Milan was like front row, just fucking hurling abuse at me the whole show. And he was kind of surprised when the set ended, and I hopped down on the subwoofer, and I was about 6 inches away from him, asking him what he's got to say now. And he didn't have shit to say. He had shit to say when I was 15, 20 feet away. But when he saw me come right for him and get right in his face, because he made my show miserable, made me want to choose violence. but 2 people in all those years, that's, I'll take that, And I know Charlie, with his long time friendship with both, Dime and Vinnie and the whole band, just a level of acceptance there, in the role, rather than just some random kid with no connection to the band,
That's the thing, man, that there's like a connection. And you go way back with Slayer too, you know what I mean? As soon as I heard that you were going to do it, I immediately said, that's the right choice right there. It just made sense, but I don't go looking for things. There's people that send me, hey, did you see this? And I'm like, why did you send me this? Like, why ruin my day?
Thanks, man.
And I think the people who do these things, these comments, or these people, I don't even think they realize how much of an effect that they could have on people. You know what I mean? And whether or not you hate the situation or whatever it is, why can't you find some sort of restraint? Like, why do you need to say this thought that you have? Can't you just hold it in and maybe like, I'll keep my thoughts to myself? No, they got to tell you. And like, I've never seen more of it in my life than I do in this past couple of months about just people judging. And I'm just,
there's a lot of judging going on. I mean, and Charlie's out there nailing these parts. Me, and I'm totally honest, I've never tried to replicate Jeff's solos exactly how he played them, because I can't. And they didn't ask me to do it. Jeff didn't approve of me and give me the full seal of approval to fill in for him with the intention that I play like Jeff. There's only one guy who could play like that. Well, outside of like these tribute band guys who like mastered that, so for me, I tried to mimic vibe more than notes, because it's like 2 totally opposed styles, but at the same time not, so if Jeff was super frantic, I played frantic, but I played a little differently. I played like me, and occasionally you get somebody like, he's not even playing Jeff solos. And I know, I've never pretended.
Right.
There you have it.
And that's the thing. It's like, I don't know, man. I just spent a lot of time on Vinnie's parts, and Vinnie's, more importantly, the tones that Vinnie had, because I wanted it to sound like Pantera.
Yeah.
That was my thing. And my drum configuration is different from the Anthrax one, because I wanted to challenge myself to play those parts like he played them in that configuration, which to me was more important than anything. But yet people still have to find some problem in that.
Something problem. And I've seen people say, I went and saw Slayer and Gary was really good, but you know what they say, everything you say after, before the word but is bullshit, because you're now going to go and throw away everything you just said. He was really good, but I hated every fucking solo. So he sucked. It wasn't really good,
Exactly. And again, this wasn't our choice.
One of my first rehearsals ever was Slayer, I played 17 songs, and And Kerry said he had to look over and see if I was playing because it sounded like one guitar. And like, that's my goal. Make this shit so tight. Like he was like, well, look over. Yeah, he's on. It's just, he's on.
It was an emotional thing for them too when we started playing again, because they hadn't played as a group. Those two haven't played together in a long time. Playing Pantera songs, yeah, they played down, but this was an emotional thing for them. And I remember after the week of rehearsals that we did, saying goodbye was weird because it was an emotional thing. Like we really kind of bonded, the three of us. You know, Zach wasn't there at the time, but for me, I knew I had done something right.
You know, and Jeff approved it. You know, like when at Jeff's memorial at the Palladium, you know, Chris and Molderic read a message from Kathy Hanneman, and it moved me to tears. You know, because it was her replaying her conversation with Jeff that they were going to use a fill-in, and his head sunk and he was bummed. And then he lifted his head and said, "Who is it?" And they said, "Gary Holt." And Kathy said, he goes, "Fuck yeah." So, you know, that's all. Jeff, in a moment when he was down about it, was up.
Yeah.
Because they chose me. And how does that make me feel? It makes me feel validated. Like the rest of it, you know, someone else's opinion doesn't fucking matter. Jeff thought it was
That's
awesome.
cool, dude. That to me that speaks volumes.
Yeah. Yeah, he was fucking bummed. And then his next words were, "Fuck yeah." You know, like, right on, Jeff. Much love.
Yeah, that's heavy.
To this day, still fucking heavy as fuck.